bring our money back. My elite, we want our money back. That's so people stealing for 100 people. All our name contract who we carry complete. Continue one for people. We're all our political. That kind of story my people will listen to. Students are going to school, dropping the safety billion. Black people fall in the street, bring the safety billion. Paper people in the read, bring the safety billion. Musicians stand up in the 50, bring the safety billion. We want our safety billion, so they gonna get road. We want our safety billion for people in Logato. We want our safety billion, see heroes again with people. That's why it's not a show. I'm fucking Jaraco. My elite. So we are, bring our money back. My elite. So we are, we want our money back. My elite. So we are, bring our money back. My elite. So we are, we want our money back. Driving for country where I was 60 billion. That's on that daily bonnet to back with the 60 billion. Now they got daily minister for the 60 billion. Then you can tell us that we not get no 60 billion. Now make it fun, I go work on me fun at 60 billion. Go work for the minute, second man in comment. Go work for security, the flying will continue. My elite. So we are, bring our money back. My elite. So we are, we want our money back. My elite. So we are, bring our money back. My elite. So we are, we want our money back. Yeah, MC Carol, I'm saying bring our money back. Started with the visual.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, men and women. Welcome to Tony Commander Galpohkpa Chesson Talk Show. Before I begin, I gotta get down my scouts roll, returning the scouts to Liberia more than ever before. So let me get in my honor position, okay? On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country and to obey the Scouts law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake and morally strict. Mentally awake and morally strict. That's the Scout's honor. I don't know if I'm the last Boy Scout, but I'm an old Boy Scout of Liberia. And we got to bring scouting back into Liberia, because this is what gave me the foundation to be who I am today. This is what gave me some of the initial traits of loyalty, patriotism, honor, sacrifice, collective efforts. This is why I learned it in the Boy Scouts. In Liberia those days, it was considered for grown-up people. Because the rich people didn't think their children should associate with the common people in scouting, enforcing services in the church, directing traffic. I did all of that during my young days. I was 12 years old, 11 years old, directing traffic for the church. Every morning I did my uniform, directing the traffic. And you had to learn it. We're fortunate in Liberia that the military and the soldiers saw us as part of them, as soldiers in training. So they will always help us. Even the police, they taught me how to direct traffic. I would watch them. Then they say, you got it? Yeah, come try it. And I go there and try it. So when I started doing it good, I started directing traffic. After church services, I used to help clear the parking area. That was our job. We used to help in the church. Well, we didn't do anything in the church because the church had their people already, the religious people. But outside the church, we did everything. We handled parking, we handled protecting the cars. That was our Sunday job. So every Sunday they used to assign certain people for our church troop. I think the Methodist troop was troop 6 or troop 9. Either one of them. I don't know if it's the same troop, but I was with the Methodist troop. And the rich people consider us grown-up boys. But I enjoy my time. I learned a lot. Until my mom came and felt that it was for grown-up boys too. I should stop. Grown-up boys is wayward boys. And I should stop too. But I was going up. I had just passed my second class training. I was getting my second class badge. I was about to start on my first class badge. But our people went into all that kind of thing. They didn't know the significance of scouting to young people in Liberian society. So because they failed to understand that, they were against it. But these were the things that made us who we were. Made me who I am today. Scouting. So this is one of the things we got to bring back into our society. And we got to bring it back better than ever before. This is the only thing I'm interested in Liberia. This is the only thing. Because our country is so bad. Our country is so backwards. Our country, we need to raise men, young men and women, understanding the purpose of all this. Understanding the significance of service in the community. And this is what scouting is all about. Learning your survival skills, learning your daily skills, being decent citizens, helping elders cross the street, standing at the corner of the street, helping people. These are the things Boy Scouts do. And these are the things that breed men in our society and in our community. Because it's a necessity. These are part of the things we refer to as being part of the socialization process of Liberia. Socialization process, the process we use to raise our children, the process that brings our culture, our teaching, our civics, all these things that have to do with raising our children, getting them on the right direction. These are things that involve our country and our people. And these are the things we got to return to. These are the things we got to strengthen in our society. Because our society is too wayward. Look at Liberian society today. It's too wayward. And we are not investing in our children. We're not investing in the discipline, in the training, in the upbringing of our children. And this is important for them to get self-independence, self-sufficient, survival skills. Excuse me, I think that is... Why is this thing acting up? My sound thing acting up. So, but these things are significant. And you have to understand that raising a small country of young people. Oh, this thing is still on. Okay, I got it off. I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention to that. But it was supposed to stop. But yeah, YouTube was still on. I'm sorry for that, folks. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Scouting is something that is seriously needed in our society. And we have to pay attention to it more than ever before. We have to invest in boy scouting and girl scouting more than ever before. Because our country needs disciplined young people. Our country needs leaders. Our country needs people to direct us and send us on the right track. So these are the things we need. Okay? Let me tell you something. I got suspended yesterday from Facebook because somebody came here and suspended me and reported me. Let me tell you something. This work I do is divine. I'm not the caster. I'm not the prophet key. I'm not looking for people coming here to give me popularity. This is a divine mission. Sometimes I don't want to do it. Sometimes I get tired. I won't stop. But something tell me, no, you got to do it. Get your ass up. You got to do it. I've been doing this thing for 30 years. I don't do it for money. I don't do it for popularity. I do it because I am commanded to do this thing. So you can't shut it down. I can't stop it. Sometimes I get so broke, I ain't got money to do nothing other than blue. Somebody will just send me money. Say, my man, here's something for you. When I look enough to do my show, I have magazines. I have ran it for years. Money will just come. But the only problem is, when people donate to me, I don't want them to think that I will change my mission because of their donation. No. I don't get into the petty community politics. No. I stay out of that. I'm in Rhode Island. I don't get into Rhode Island, the petty politics. No. I stay out of that. My mission is greater than that. Certain people don't understand things. I don't have time to deal with petty people, to be explaining and fighting their community wars. Oh, you say, I say. No, I ain't got time for that. So you don't get me mixed up in your little small town talking and your little blah, 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 and blah, 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 and show. No, I'm not here for that. I'm on a bigger level. I'm dealing with the survival of my people. I ain't got time for foolishness. I ain't got time to waste my time on BS. So that way you see, most of the time I don't get involved. You don't see me in community things. You don't see me doing things. No. I've been there, I've done that. There's too much greed in the community. There's too much fighting for power. There's too much you say, I say. I don't have time for that childish BS. I really don't. So as soon as people start that foolishness around me, I step back. I'm out. I'm out. I've been doing this thing too long. I've been in the struggle, in trenches, for too long. To waste time. We're immature people. We're idiots. We're ignoramuses. We're people who come here with their soft skin. Everything you say, hurt them. They gotta go report. Everything they say, you're talking bad. Stay away. This is not the baby show. This show is for mature men and women. Every day I don't come here happy. Every day, I don't come here looking for joy. I come here pissed off someday. So if you can't stand the piss off, get out of the kitchen. This show is for mature people. I'm not a damn kid. Every day I come here smiling, and miss your stupidness and miss your bamboozle BS. I don't play that. So when you see me in my frustrated mood and not feeling good, leave. You're going to listen to me that day. But you report me for the same days I got to suffer, you and your family will suffer with me. Everything in your life will come to a standstill for the days I will suffer under your punishment. Who the hell do you think you are? You think you're the only one got damn feelings? You can come here and be reporting me all bullshit? I'm talking to people with real problems. I ain't got time for your little childish shit. So you got to put people in their places, you know. Let people know where you stand. You got to let people know where you stand. Or they will take advantage of you. And that way you see Chesson, I don't join no political group. I don't follow nobody. Because I know my Liberian people are deceitful people. I've been deceived too many times. I've been lied to too many times. None of the bullshit they tell you is true. In the end, you're on your own. It's all about money. It's all about greed. Commitment. People got there are few committed people in our country. That's why our country can't G no whore. That's why we got to concentrate on the Boy Scouts and Girl Guides. Build real people of integrity in Liberia. Because there are no people of integrity in my country. There are no people. Look at Vanny Sherman, one of our big lawyers. The international world condemning him as a briber. Who can trust? If Vanny Sherman is a briber in our legislature, who else is safe in our legislature? You think that boy like Darius Dillon can stop Vanny Sherman? No. That's why you got to look at the game, man. We need real men in Liberia. Darius Dillon cannot stand before Ellen Johnson Sally and condemn her. He can't stand before Joseph Boyka and condemn him. Look at Darius Dillon sitting on the floor in front of Joseph Boyka. Is that a symbol of a leader? That the first place that demonstrated to me that Dillon was a little boy. You are leader of the country, you go sit down in front of the old man for what? To prove what? That you're a sucker, you're a kiss ass, you're brown nose, you're dummy, you immature, or you what? Every time I see that picture of Darius Dillon sitting in front of Joseph Boyka, I say, is this man will be leading us? He's sitting down in front of Joe Boyka like this. What would this man tell Joe Boyka when Joe Boyka is wrong? And when our country don't have real men, and our people are soft-skinned dummies, our country can't grow. That's why I will come home and flog people with all mercy. I will flog people with all mercy. You people who got soft skin, you useless people, you'll see our people dying, everything you want to act like you're so damn civilized, you'll stay away from my show. I don't want those soft skin people here. I don't want those people who everything get to your skin and your dead head. Stay away from my show. Who are you people? You idiots. My show for real men and women. There's no show for cowards. What's wrong with you? You see, and this is why everything happening in Liberia now. You know, all our auditors getting killed and missing. CMO, what happened to CMO? This is the same deceitfulness. Y'all see all the evil things going on in Liberia, people talking about it and pissed off about it. Then you're reporting people. You want to hear a lolly daddy story? You want to hear, oh, come back me. Oh, sila tata. That's what you want to hear. You ain't going to hear it from Chesson. You ain't going to hear it from me. I don't sing no la to dummies. Y'all want people to report? Y'all go on the other shows. Those shows that are fighting for popularity. And I say, I want 10,000 people before I talk. I want 800 people before. Y'all go to those shows. Don't come to my show. You think I will sit there and wait for people to talk? You're not here, you're not here. You can check it out later. Well, I look at sitting down before a TV camera, talking about waiting for 700 people to show up on my show before I talk. What kind of childish thing is that? I'm not one of those people. Soon I get tired doing this thing. I want rest. I've been doing it 30, 40 years now. I'm tired. But the Trinity keeps telling me you got to do it. Got my mission. And what can I say? I got to do it. But these are the things that are breaking us down. Everybody not like you. All of us not in the same shoes. I'm not doing anything for money. You give me money, you help me promote people, promote what I'm doing. I do the same thing like Costa does. But I don't got people following me. I got plenty of money like Costa. But I give my money to big organizations. I give my money to people who I can help. I just donated $500 to Fort Bay College last year. I ain't going around talking about it. Huh? I haven't received the letter they promised me. I was told that they would send me a letter that they received the money and thank you. But I know they received the money because the money was transferred to my bank, to their bank in Sierra Leone. But everybody ain't got to do everything the same thing. But the struggle is there. The struggle continues, whether we realize it or not, whether we accept it or not. Our luta continues. And our country not changing. Our country is getting worse. And when you go talk, people won't punish you by reporting you, by trying to shut you up because you hurt their feelings. Who are you? You dummy? You got feelings? You got feelings to go report people? Who the hell are you? Our people dying and suffering, that your feelings being hurt will worry me, ain't worry me. But I just want to let you know how dumb you people are. Because if people want to see my show, it doesn't matter where it is. Just that when I want to see Casta's show, I go to YouTube. I want to see Prophet Key. If he doesn't come on my channel, I go other way and search for him. So, seek and ye shall find. Knock and it shall be open. Ask and it shall be given. I'm a Christian. I don't follow people. I don't beg for people to follow me. People who want knowledge and wisdom got to seek for it themselves. They got to seek for it themselves. Just that I sought for mine. What, you think somebody can't give me knowledge, wisdom, and understanding? No. I deserved it. I craved for it. And fortunately, I was raised by a woman who cherished knowledge and wisdom too. She wasn't no genius. She didn't have no high degree, but she had enough to infuse that into me, to give me the desire to seek more, to go further. Your parents don't have to be the geniuses. All they have to do is be the catalyst in your life. All they have to do is be that chemical that will speed you up and turn you around and give you the ammunition you need to go fight. That's all. But your parents can't pamper you through life. And everybody whose parents pamper them through life fails. Because life is a struggle. And every day we gotta rise. Say, Aluta, continua. Aluta, continua. On my honor. On my honor. You think if they didn't have honor today, I would be sitting here talking today? I would be in jail. All the things I'm talking about, Trump and all these people, you don't know people want to put me in jail? You don't know people against what I'm saying? Even my own black people, I remember when in the army, some of the black guys would pass by me and say, oh, you're not in jail yet? Because they thought I would go to jail for speaking my mind. No. I'm not a criminal. I was raised with pride and dignity and integrity. I don't go stealing people's stuff. God guided me in my childhood. I didn't get busted. Yeah, because people get busted in their childhood. Things you do in your childhood follow you. That's why when you don't have parents to guide you, when you don't have relatives to be there for you, you can't succeed. No matter what kind of book you know, you need people to guide you. You need people to protect you and lead you. Because everything is not open to us. And the people who succeed are those who are blessed to have people to teach them, to guide them, to direct them. And your teachers can come from anywhere in the world. All of y'all who hate white people, your teachers can be white people. All of y'all who hate black people, your teachers can be black people. All of y'all who hate other people, your teachers can be the other people. You never know where your teacher will come from. You never know. Sometimes when you least expect it. That's why when people who do racism and hatred, they don't understand life. They don't understand the powers of God. They are childish. And some of them grow up. Some of them never grow up. The ones that grow up are the ones that change and say, I didn't believe I did all those things while growing up. No. I gotta make amends. Those are some of the people. The other people, I don't give a damn, man. You know, this is a this and that and that. And those are the people who just never want to change. Refuse to see the light. Refuse to see the truth. You know? But if you are a wise man, you know there are good and bad people of every race, creed, religion, everything. You got good and bad people. And if you're blessed, you come across more good people than bad people. It's all a blessing. That's why we pray. That's why people say pray. Find your God. Find that spiritual force in this universe that will guide you and help you. We can't be in this universe if we got aliens. You think we got something else? You think the same aliens can interfere in our lives if they're all around us, we can't see them? If they got powers to cloak themselves and all of that. You think they got powers to interfere with our lives? So it's all about who you are, your essence, your being. What is your being? What is that thing in you that make you you, that we can't see? All of us got that spiritualism in us. All of us got that spirit of light and darkness in us. And it's that thing that is within us that really defines who we are. That really defines who we are. You know, that thing that is within us. All of you know what I'm talking about. That thing that makes you who you are. When you sleep at night and lay down, you ask, why am I who I am? That thing that makes you who you are. Your essence. That thing that gives you civility. And that thing that gives you ignorance and negativity. It's in all of us. But it's the side in us that we develop. It's the side in us that impacts us the most, that makes us choose sides. It's that thing inside us the most that makes us decide what we want to be and what we want to do. Good and evil in us. Everything is in us. But it's what we're exposed to that makes us who we are. If you're exposed to good, there's a strong possibility you'll be a good person. You're exposed to evil, wickedness, lies, deception, treachery. There's a great percent that you'll be just like that. Because your environment makes you who you are. Makes you what you are. And that's why we have to start with the things that don't impact our educated people. We got to start with the things that impact our people in the streets, our young children. These are the children we got to focus on. And we can't focus all of them in school because all of them not prone to school. That's what makes the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts a paramount institution in our society. Because this organization is not made for educated kids. It's not made for uneducated kids. It's made for all kids. And you're not going to classroom to prove your skills, not in the sense of formal learning. You go into classroom in the wilderness. You go and learn how to tie knots. You go and learn how to build camaraderie. You're going to learn how to depend on each other in need, in times of need. Because we all can't do it alone. But if we don't learn how to work together from small, how to build that camaraderie, spread the code, the spirit of the code from small, we'll never learn it when we get big. And these are the little organizations that people that Lord Baden-Powell, he was the man who founded the Boy Scout in Britain in the late 1800s, Lord Baden-Powell. You know, He saw the situation in Britain where they had a lot of wayward kids not doing nothing. So it came to him to form this organization to take these kids and give them something to do, something meaningful, teach them something that they wouldn't learn in the classroom. Build men and women out of them by giving them survival skills, by giving them a sense of belonging, a sense of oneness, a sense of responsibility and duty on my honor. Teach them what it means to have honor, that you don't have to do things for money. Sometimes you got to close your eyes and say, my honor means more than money. I prefer to suffer than to go against my honor. And these are the organizations that give us those kind of training, to give us that kind of incentive and ideal that everything that money, that we can leave this world and go in the wilderness and survive. We got the skills. We got the training. We got the mentality from small. Nature is not our enemy. Nature can be our friend. And we gotta learn to embrace these things, to fend for ourselves. And this way it starts in the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts. So I don't want to waste any more time on this. I just wanted to really stress the significance of the foundation of scouting in Liberian society, in our lives. I'm in my 60s, and I'm telling you, when I was 12, 13 years, 11, 10 years old, how Boy Scouts were important to me too. I used to look forward to having my little scout knife, my little gloves, my little white gloves to direct traffic, my neckerchief, my cap and uniform, all of that we have in Liberia now. Because I wanted my big interest to take over scouting. And y'all know Chesson taking over scouting, it's going to be scouting. Okay? So we got to build our men and women. And I'm a Boy Scout still, because I do things on my honor. Okay? Let me start my lesson. I'm sorry I had to take you into this, but I just had to get that out of me. Today's topics: lawlessness cannot overcome lawlessness. 2, traits of being a real man or a real woman. 3, stealing in Liberia must stop. Let me start with my first topic. Lawlessness cannot overcome lawlessness. Right now in our society, we're looking at these boys with the economic thing. Emmanuel Gonclo. I can't even pronounce his name. I can't pronounce his name, but I wasn't thinking on it right now. So Emmanuel and these boys from the economic movement or whatever, when they close the gates to the Capitol building, you can't do that. You go to jail for that. I hear Costa talking about, we're early in the morning. Well, no. That's not how it works. We can't tolerate lawlessness in the morning, in the dawn, or any time thereafter or before that. Lawlessness is lawlessness. Now, if there was a crowd, a mob, what do you do with a mob? You can't do nothing with a mob. But there's 4, 5 people, you can put them in jail. They can go on hunger strike. We're not condoning that. But you should know everything you take got consequences. There's a equal and opposite reaction to every action you take. That Newton's law. So everything you do, you got to think on the consequences and how it will impact you, and you got to make provisions for getting out of your own trouble when you get into them, because that's the way things work. If you know you're going into a danger zone, you got to make options for you to get out. And if you don't, you pay the consequences. So what options did these guys make for themselves? They broke off from COP. They didn't have no relationship with them. They only 4 or 5 guys. So here they are now. Emmanuel in jail. He go on a hunger strike. Casting them, appealing to people for him. I'm just telling you, go beg those guys, let them let you out. Telling you not do it again. You saw, because I too am against the $30,000 the people stole. And I've been appealing to my people for us to rise up and demand that these people bring our money back. But apparently the corruption has reigned through our country so bad. Who won't stand up against anybody for stealing? Look at all the rampant stealing going through our country. All the killings for stealing. Look at Joe Morris. Seyon Morris disappeared from LRA. Nobody can find the man. All our auditors in the country under threat of death. Who's going to do the people work? You have killed 4 auditors already. Nothing come out of it. The other auditors been dying around town. We don't know whether these auditors been dying connected to this. The other one that in Nimba, somewhere that a bomb that ran to the building. Auditors been dying around here. Now Seyon Morris disappeared. We can't find him. Same thing like what her name, Gifty Taylor and Gifty. Then she had documents to go take to her boss. But these are the threats to our survival we are under. And lawlessness cannot overcome lawlessness. We can't go to the Temple of Justice with their 4 or 5 people and demand that they close the gate. You're not protected. You're not protected. Even you go there with 20 people, you're not protected. They could put all 20 of you in jail because they can identify your ease. But if you're a mass of people that go there and do that kind of thing, you have the power of the people behind you and their people behind you. So that creates a chain of support. If you don't have that, you see trouble. You see jail. Because I will arrest you too. You go close the gate of the Temple of Justice, I will arrest you too. Who gave you the authority to do that? To go to a government institution and say you won't close the gate. You can't do that. Nowhere in the world. Nowhere in the world. So except you're in a mass group that nobody can control the group, then you can do that kind of thing and get away. But we got to be sensible. We got to be sensible. The power comes from the people, not from 1 or 2 people, from the people. The majority of the Liberian people is the people. When you hear people talking about the people, they're talking about majority of the people. They're talking about masses of the people. When people talk about the people, we're not talking about 4, 5, or 20 or 30. No, we're talking about thousands and thousands of the people. So you gotta understand. So when 5 people go to the Temple of Justice or the legislature to go enforce what they see as their constitutional duty and responsibility to protect Liberia, you can be stopped. You can be suppressed. You can be jailed. And that's why come go to them going through right now. I mean, I hear they are South Beach prison. I hear he's going on a hunger strike. I hope that works. I hope that works and he can come out. But you need some real efforts to get that man out. Y'all need to go beg the people. Because what's wrong with begging like bro? Nothing wrong with begging. We've been begging since I was a pup. Just go beg as usual. Go beg. That's the usual thing. So God said I'm already appeal. I'm appealing to you. Please let the people go. Georgie, you let the people go, please. You know that foolish people, let them go. But these are the things we come down to. You cannot use lawlessness to overcome lawlessness. You can't. You can't take the law in your hands where about 4 or 5 persons to implement change in the whole country. You can't. You can't. And unless we learn how to work together, unless we learn how to be truthful to each other, unless we learn that things will not change in our country if we do not remain sincere to the struggle, we fail. I heard Costa them talking how they went and trusted these same economic guys. They all came together to plan the last protest, and those guys got $8,000 from the government. Oh God, I'm so tired. They got $8,000 from the government and back out and left Costa them on their own. Now all kinds of people pissed with them. They don't help them. Costa is a good guy. So Costa's talking out for them a little bit. Ask the government to leave them. But if we don't work together, if money is the thing that can divide any under us, can break us down in our senses, in our defenses, then we have no hope of changing our country. We have no hope of moving our country to the next level. We have no hope because we will not have leadership. We will not have patriots. We will not have loyalists. We will not have people with the conviction to do what they're doing. And once you don't have sincere people and everybody is lukewarm and just deceitful, you can't go nowhere. You can't G, you can't hold. I'm not the only one talking about this deceitful trend among us. I'm not the only one telling Liberian people that if we don't take time in life, we will not have far way to go. I'm the one not telling you that. We are telling you, pay attention. Pay attention to your society. Pay attention to the governance of your people. Pay attention to how you need to work with other people to create the support and backing you need in the times when you need to stand up for what you believe in. So it's all about conviction. It's all about motivation. It's all about understanding your mission and your goal. Understanding how to save our country without stepping on the very things that protect us from prison and suppression and repression and oppression. So we gotta understand. We gotta understand. Lawlessness cannot overcome lawlessness. And when we act without the people, it's lawlessness. When we act without the backing of the masses of the people, on behalf of the people, that's lawlessness. That's lawlessness. Because we cannot do the job of the people ourselves. Nobody can do the job of the people. The people got to rise up and do their jobs. So if we do not have the ability to conscientize our society, to conscientize our people of their own plight and how we can change our country, why it is necessary for our lawmakers to return the $30,000 they stole. If we don't understand that, a few group of people cannot act on our behalf. That's lawlessness. That's lawlessness. The Liberian people are the owner of the Republic of Liberia. And if the masses of the Liberian people are not motivated, incited to rise up as patriots for what we want, anybody else acting on their behalf commits crimes. Yes, Casa, it is a form of civil disobedience. But how many of such civil disobediences can the government tolerate? You let one go, how many more is possible, are possible of uprising and doing the same thing? So when you catch the first problem, nip it in the butt, put him in jail. Nobody else will try it. Nobody else will go try to open gate or lock gate that's not their house gate. So putting the things in perspective, setting things up that gives us a pure view of who we are, where we come from, what our goals need to focus on, what direction we need to pursue to be successful in our goals and objectives. All these things play an importance on our upbringing, our understanding of justice and laws. Like the scene where I was mad yesterday, because it's frustrating. It's against the law of nature to charge people with one crime and let another set of people get away with the same crime. No, these people, a nation that does that is not worth it, a survival. And that's what made me mad, because right now Liberia is not worth it, a survival. We are nothing but deceitful, useless people, because we cannot kill our fathers in 1980 for nepotism, corruption, and come 50 years after and watch Ellen Johnson Sally do worse than that. And she was one of the motivators and inciters of the 1980 coup. She made us rise up against our fathers and mothers because they were putting their family in government positions. And yet a woman can put her entire children in our government and go bring a high school relative to teach our dummies in the legislature about oil. Now all of them feel like oil kings now. They know so much about oil from a high school kid. And you see when our people do those kind of things, it just demonstrates more and more that how ignorant we are, how backwards we are, how we think we're smart and educated, but it eludes all of us. It eludes all of us because we act, we behave, we think just like people with our senses. And it will come back to haunt us all the time. And based on the foundations, I got to let my people know. I can't hide it. I got to tell you it when I see it. Okay? So enough. We know lawlessness cannot overcome lawlessness. If you must act in the interest of the people, make sure you have the people with you. The people now with you. You on your own. And you will go to jail. And we must learn all of this sometimes the hard way. Number 2, traits of being a real man and a real woman. What is the basic and most significant trait of a real man and real woman? What makes you a man? What makes you a woman? Y'all don't know it yet? There's one thing that makes you a man or a woman. Your word. Your word. Your word has got to be your bond. Your word, let me repeat it again. Your word has got to be your bond. That's what makes you a man and a woman. And we don't have many men and women in Liberia because we don't have many men who stand on their words. We don't have many women who stand on their words. We don't have a society of dignified, honest, and trustworthy men and women. We don't. And that is the weakness of our society. Because if our law enforcement officers come and say it's not true, we are to believe it. We are to believe it. We pay these people. We make all the equipment available to them so that they can investigate crimes effectively and give us results. But how would these people do that? How would they do that? There's a two-pronged issue. One, our government cannot provide them the necessary tools and equipment because we are a highly poor nation. Two, the stealing and corruption, the deception and lies, the treachery, too much for Liberia to accomplish anything as a people. So when our word is not our bond, when we don't have that innate training in us, that when we say yes, our yes is yes. When we say no, our no is no. Our country lacks the essence of true men and women. When men and women in our society do not have the integrity to make their words their bounds, that means when I tell you something, you can go up and come down that it. It will not change. You can swing over, bounce on your head, dance the jitterbug, fall over. It will not change. My word is my bond. I don't have to get no bond for you. When I tell you it's this, you can believe that it is that. And this is the problem we have in all of Liberia today. People talking about Liberty Party can't come together. The deception, the lies, the fighting with the Constitution. Kanga said this, Bility said that, Jailer and Kanga together against Bility. No integrity. No integrity. No upbringing. No upbringing with honesty and trustworthiness. So everything's a little struggle. But we got to change it. We got to change it. Because for Liberia to grow and come out of the ashes and the war fatigue and weariness, to grow up to be a great and powerful nation, we must start by understanding it takes real men and women to do that. And when we have people who can't tell you the truth, people who just lie or whatever BS, people who are such criminals, you got to see what they tell you before you can believe it. Our country can't grow. Our country can't mature. Our country can't excel because we have no leaders. If I'm a leader, I have no problems telling you yes or no, do this or don't do that. If I'm clean, if my hands not dirty, if not involved in repetitive criminal shit, I'll be able to tell you, do this and do that. And your men themselves will be able to respect you. Because whoever you are, the first people to find about it is the people you lead. Those are the first people to come find about it. So you got to understand, everything you do has consequences. Everything you do has an equal and opposite result. So I ain't going to last too long on this topic. But it behooves you to understand that without your words being your bonds, without your words being something that you can stand on as truth, whether it go up and come down, our country has no real men and women. And we got to start somewhere. We got to start in the Boy Scouts. That's why it's important. Because that's where you build real character. People learn how to tell the truth under any kind of circumstances. Under any kind of circumstances. But we can't do that. When many of our leaders are incompetent of doing that, there is no hope for the West African Republic of Liberia. Final point. Stealing in Liberia must stop. How can we steal from our own country so bad? How can we encourage other Liberians to steal from our country so bad? When we know these thefts are going on, and we know some of the people involved in them, and we remain silent, we let it go on because at that time, we destroy our country. We destroy the moral fabric of Liberia. What makes us a great nation? Our morality, our sense to godliness, cleanliness. It behooves us to understand that we can't steal from ourselves. We can't continue to break our own country down. We cannot continue to take away from the essence of our country, which is our finances, our economy, our wealth. Politics is nothing. Economy is everything. That's why people protect the economy. They protect the money. And we got to understand that as Liberian people, money important. We can't take money for granted. It's our job to make sure our leaders report our money correctly. We're all lying. We are deceitfulness. Or we rise. They gotta know. They gotta know it is an inherent truth. You mess with our money, we rise. Our leaders got to inherently believe without any doubt that the Liberian people will rise up against you in a heartbeat when you screw with our cash. We have not reached to that point yet. That's why our leaders, they say, this list, logistics and all this in company that make the census, somebody that sold 200,000 for that, with all the cars, trash cars and all of that. They steal it because Liberian people still don't know the value of money. And we can't keep on living like this. We got to know the value of money. And when we know it, wherever any Tom, Dick, and Harry come to take our country's wealth, oh Lord, it will be shame and damnation on you. Because our people will get so mad. They will chase you to the ends of this world. You must bring our money back. You must rise up and ensure that our people live up to standards. Stealing must stop. The stealing has gone so crazy now, so out of whack, so backwards, that our country is killing itself. Our people are the culprits of the death of Liberia. We can't go on. We deserve better. We deserve greater. Our country, defense is a must. Our country's cause, which is unification, integration, progress and advancement, must be first. Must be first. It must be protected and defended by all Liberian people. That means people cannot steal our wealth with impunity. We must question every damn dime, every damn penny, every damn nickel that Liberia owns. We must know where it is. We must know who hand touching it. We must know who breathing on it. We must know who smelling it. We must know who in the same room with it. We must know who in the same area with it. It is our duty and responsibility to know every aspect of our money. Money important. We can't take money for granted. No. We got to rise up, open our eyes. Money, no money, you can't do nothing. And people cannot steal our money. You steal our money, we must punish you severely. So you know that the interest of the whole is far greater than the interest of the individual or the part. My class is done. And I end on the point that stealing must cease and desist in Liberian society. Aluta! Continue. Have a good day. I got to say goodbye. I got to get the hell out of here. I got to walk down the road.